Hello, my name is Mordred Viking and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Hearts of Iron 4, where we are playing Kaiserreich as the two Sicilies. And things are going okay, actually. We seem to have wrestled control of the Mediterranean insofar as we're able to get our convoys through. We've got a really good destroyer blanket covering all of that at the moment, getting a fair amount of experience as well. From sinking submarines, I believe. We are destroying our economy at the moment, building 2 dreadnoughts. And these are really high-level dreadnoughts, so hopefully they never get sunk. They're like, yeah, really, really good. And we have plentiful destroyers to act as a screen. And we've also started building submarines, because they're a lot cheaper than building dreadnoughts and destroyers, which both require a lot more steel than we currently have. We are having quite a few resource issues simply because we don't have enough civilian factories. We are trying to conserve civilian factories so that we can build more civilian factories, but we are also having a couple of attrition problems here in the south of France, which we have just taken by pushing across the Alps. So yeah, things are progressing nicely. Didn't think Mord was supposed to be on today. I usually do Monday evenings. I didn't do last week, I think, just because I fancied a day off and I didn't take my Thursday off. But this week, yes, I'm here. And I just had to post up the schedule a little bit later because I had to confirm a few times. So you'll notice that I'm not, for example, streaming at 5 o'clock on Friday. It's because I'm taking my parents out for dinner. I had to confirm that they were actually around, able to do that. And until I could do that, didn't want to post up the schedule. Okay, so let's go ahead and unpause, see if we are in fact suffering attrition here, which we are. How bad is it? 13%, mostly because of supply issues. Those supply issues, I think, are caused by the fact that we don't have enough infrastructure here. Yes, I'm fairly sure. And the reason that we don't have enough infrastructure is because it's damaged, and we're repairing it at the moment. So that should be done. Sorted the Discord announcement. Thank you, Marshall. I knew I was forgetting something. I was a bit flustered, got home late. And it's really hot today, and I don't like it when it's hot. It's like the first hot day we've had, and I really don't like it. Okay, so we upgraded the artillery. We want to upgrade it again to the 1941 version, just to make sure that we stay tip-top on those. We have changed our manpower laws already. They have almost maxed out, so this is what we're going to have to play with. We have garrison troops protecting us. We have some more garrison troops in training at the moment. I think I just want 1 set of those. Spain is still holding, although definitely being pushed. Right, and then the last thing that really happened in the last session was the fall of Russia. So the Russian Empire is a German puppet, but Siberia is a Mongolian puppet. Turkish Khanate did quite well out of it, and then a couple of the German puppets also got some land, although I think most of them, if not all of them, actually returned that land to the now rather reduced Russian Empire, except for Finland. Finland was like, no, this is ours now. Also, we have 720p transcoding, which you only get if you're a partner. Huzzah! Is South Africa and Hearts of Iron 4 part of GB or separate like Canada? It's separate like Canada. Oh, in vanilla? In vanilla, it's also independent, like Canada and India and Australia. It's one of the dominions. Okay, and that's just been upgraded. Has that fixed any of the supply issues? We are still short. It's because these units here are really quite heavy. So is there anything I can do about moving away? Because we are taking a lot of attrition. I don't like this. I mean, half of my army is currently sitting here. I think I've already basically done that, haven't I? Nope, that was actually automatic. Okay. Do we have anyone that's better with logistics? No, because you're already a level 6. Which is actually excellent, and you do have Organizer. You've already got Logistics Wizard, I'm fairly sure. Yes, you do. Although your supply consumption logistics thing is only a level 3. But because you have Logistics Wizard, you should get more logistics skill. Ooh. Austria just lost a bunch of ships. 11 destroyers and a cruiser. Interestingly, my own ships were not involved with that. The submarines are definitely getting involved, and it looks like we have some more submarines that we can go ahead and add. So let's make these part of the submarine fleet, and then set them also to convoy raiding. And I think that we can go ahead and assign it to both of these provinces now. Sultan of Egypt took 6 states. Sudan has been annexed. Egypt is having a pretty good game. Khanate, you're allied to Egypt, aren't you? No, you're just at war at the same time against Saudi Arabia. I remember. And then you guys are trained. Where are you again? Ah, yes, you were planning the invasion of Malta. And you are in fact ready for it. The thing that we are not ready for is we don't actually have invasion technology. So once we have the super heavy battery, that is the last of the dreadnought technologies that we needed to do, although we do need to upgrade the naval gunnery. But that is now going to be set to naval invasions. We are managing to hit a couple of their convoys, which is good. I see that Serbia has expanded. Yes, at the expense of Bulgaria, I believe. Although I think all of this is now Austrian. Part of it might be German. Transports, let's go. Those guys are taking their sweet time to be prepared. So how are you feeling about an attack? Not great, but I think that's mostly because of the shortages. We are, I think, slowly offsetting those shortages. Are there any other factories that I could rejig to make some more artillery? Not really, no. I could reduce the amount of heavy tanks we're getting, but I really want to get those new heavy tanks out. Because we already have a deficit because we upgraded a bunch of units. Yes, Dana did change her name. Because a lot of these, I think, are going to be the old heavy tanks, and we want to replace them with the new ones because they're a heck of a lot stronger. And we do also want to get artillery out.
Si, signore.
Now, of interest, what proportion of heavy artillery are you using? Or heavy tanks? You got entirely Mark 1s. You've got a mixture. In fact, all of you are just very short on heavy tanks. You've got the older ones. Okay, not doing terrible. And we are slowly but surely running out of fuel again. I mean, the submarines are catching people. We're just using a lot. The army is not using any. The navy is using a little. I think the main thing is that I'm just not importing very much fuel at the moment. Yeah, we're buying just 8. I think I will want to buy just one more. I really feel like I should get another chromium. The damage on Nice is being reduced. How's this looking? Still very short. Yeah, and I'm not sure that we're going to fix this ever. I wonder if part of the problem is that we're just not getting supplies in there because we're not sending them by sea. Oops. Yeah, see, supplies should be sent to Marseille. And now you're happy. You're more than happy. Okay, so the thing that I was lacking was, in fact, ships. And because my escorts are so good, we should be okay with this. Because the escorts are still doing this at 100% efficiency. Okay, cool. Get these submarines out. Set you to subs. Set you to convoy raid. And all of you should be engaged medium risk. No, low risk rather. And please do automatic split. Hey Mike, what did you miss? Not a huge amount yet. So how long until I get my naval invasion? 30 days. Romania wants to send me some stuff, please do. Well, in that case, I don't need these quite as much, so they can be done just through natural repair now. Seeing as we have the dockyards done, and now we can continue building the civilian industries to replace the stuff that I'm using for trade. Okay, good. And these deficits are really going down now, nice and quick. Missed the Battlefield Gothic stream, how'd it go? Terribly. Bugs left, right and centre. I gave up after about half an hour. Is this the Papal States? No, this is the two Sicilies. The bit south of the Papal States. So whereas the Papal States are the white guys here, we're the yellow. And I'm just pouring myself some tea because I can't be fighting a war if I haven't had any tea. And I haven't had any tea yet today. It's the PayPal States! Exclamation mark Patreon. Oh, I like it. That's a good connection there. Very clever. Very clever. And it looks like you guys are spread out again. You still feel like you have absolutely no chance in attacking, which is fine. We're still really short on fuel. I don't want to spend more fuel. You know what? No. I'm going to reduce the fuel I'm buying again, and I'm just going to send the submarines back to base. Okay, now we're building up a little bit. And we can get the tier 3 artillery, which I think is going to be a good move. We've already got all of the artillery upgrades. Yes, we do, because we have about 1 billion political power. And we're still doing the naval production because we really want to get these two out as soon as possible, really. Ah, the fighter 2s, excellent. So we could switch to fighter production if we wanted to. I think I'm going to grab the close air support as well. I think what I'm going to do is something like this, and then fighter 2s, which will take rubber, which we don't have either. Damn it. Although now I don't need to import quite as much, so we're going to reduce the amount of chromium we're buying. We're going to reduce the amount of steel we're buying. We'll have small deficits. I will, I think, buy some rubber, though. Which we can actually get from Germany. There we go. Now we have 10 factories producing civilians. That's a lot better. Aggressor, is that a new game? Looks like Imperial Rome. Yeah, so the developers of Aggressor Ancient Rome sent a message to me, which was really nice. And they said, do you mind checking out our game and streaming it? And because they were so nice about it, I was like, yeah, okay, give it a go. It's a fairly simplistic game, but it's good. I am indeed in the Reichspakt, yes. Is this multiplayer? No, single player. Transport ships, huzzah! So now we can go and attack Malta. And I would dearly love to get some mechanized going. Let's begin on that. And you are a go. Need to assign you. Now you're a go. Once you're in Messina, of course. Didn't realize you weren't actually there yet. Dull. Your equipment levels are slowly but surely going up. 300 heavy tanks short, 1,100 artillery short. Like I said, those deficits are slowly but surely being resolved, but it is a slow process. It looks like they've got 2 units defending Malta. I'm not convinced that this is going to work. I think we have too few troops. But we shall see. Attacking up here. I mean, if France can push the Greens back, then I can counterattack and take these territories, because I really want them. The thing that annoys me is tiny little Italian Republic has way more industry than I do, even though I own the rest of Italy. 25 military factories, 26 civilians, versus my 10 civilians and 21 militaries. And we're pretty much at capacity. I actually had to delete a bunch of dockyards to build these. Although that's a question. How many dockyards do you have? 4. Okay, so the deficit is actually made up by the fact that I have 25 dockyards. They have 4. There we go, just got another civilian done, so we're up to 11. And we should build stuff pretty quickly. We have 100% infrastructure. Alright, off you go. Let's see how this works. Should sack Turin and Milan like an EU4. Oh, that would be nice. Let's see how this battle's gonna go. This is my first naval invasion. 2 Sicilies destroys Mussolini with artillery integralism. We banned integralism. Not allowed. We are monarchist. No, we're constitutional monarchist. We're actually pretty liberal. In the modern sense of the word, 81% social democracy. Social democratic. Forza, muovetevi! We believe in equal opportunities. Not equal wealth, equal opportunities. Yeah, this isn't going to work. They're way too entrenched. They have a garrison unit and also a motorized here. Amphibious landing is a huge penalty, and oh no, we can actually pierce them. So their armor isn't a problem, it's just the fact that they're a lot stronger than we are. Need to attack with several times more than we have here. We definitely don't have the resources for it. Continuate ad avanzare. So we may need to consider adding more later. Whoa, that's a lot of Ukrainians who've suddenly shown up on the borders. Hello, Ukraine. Ah, fuel refining. Excellent. That may well come in handy. Let's get another point of fuel refining. Looks like Italy is holding okay. I mean, what I could do is send half of these guys back to Spain. Sorry, not Italy. I know I just called that Italy. Spain. I could send half of these guys to go and help out in Spain. Nah. Fuel deficit is still a thing. But we're running the entire nation right now on 8 barrels of oil. I mean, the other big question is how long until I get my dreadnoughts, because that's when I intend to start getting busy. It's not blasphemy, I mean the Pope likes us. Yeah, we are fully endorsed by the papacy. Hey, Fishy. At least it's not syndicalism. No, we are massively anti-syndicalism. We believe that the best way of countering syndicalism is either with bullets or with equal opportunities for having bullets to shoot the syndicalists. Our emergency number 112 went down today in the Netherlands. Received a government SMS alert about 2 hours later. That's the same system they want to replace the air raid sirens with. Whoops. Attento. And you guys are now saying that you believe that you could make this offensive work Why is that? Because the Germans are putting a lot of pressure. The Germans are putting a pressure on you. Interesting. Although, I have to say, I'm a little bit concerned by a certain number. This one. Germany's lost 8.4 million so far. They're on scraping the barrel. They have 1 million left to scraping the barrel. This is not good. This is double plus ungood. I mean, Germany's still got a lot of allied bodies that they can throw at the situation. No, I think I'm still going to continue waiting for the last of my reinforcement units to arrive. Plus, we're going to need more oil to actually start this attack. We lost an awful lot of strength pushing socialists out. An awful lot. Spain's pushing back. Spain is pushing back. That's good to see. Spain's also scraping the barrel and almost out of manpower. France may well successfully attrition this out, which is amazing when you consider what it is that they are up against. Come on, select France. There we go. Everything red is what they're fighting. Everything blue or green is what they're allied with. Or friendly to. I just really want to make sure that all of my troops have the equipment that they need. Campania's still building. Gonna need more fuel soon. Right, what we do have are aircraft now, which we can bring up. So let's get our fighters. Say a wing of 200. And I want you air superiority in the southern France. And I also want to have my close air support, which apparently we have more than I realized, in air wings of 100. Supporting here, close air support. And I think we can even do a second set of close air support. Yeah, because we took a bunch of them from Socialist Italy when we killed them. And you're still feeling pretty confident. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see why. Go. Time to begin this offensive. And suddenly my fuel disappears. It's because all the heavy tanks have suddenly started up. Let's get 5 oil going. And I'm also going to start the submarines going again. To stop their reinforcement of their supplies getting in. Ah, and these guys have arrived. Excellent. You go ahead and deploy. Be assigned to them. The fall of Paris. Reports from Paris confirm the Communard capital has been captured by advancing German troops after furious fighting across its large avenues and the Seine. Well, let's definitely put some pressure on from the south then. Looks like we'll be able to take Marseille. Even though they do have a lot of divisions defending here. I'm quite dug in. Like, if we can break through the initial wave, then they're not going to be dug in. We can do a lot more damage to them. Am I going to reunite Italy under Bourbon Crown? Yes, that is the plan. I'm sorry, how many artillery brigades? A couple. We have massive bonuses to our artillery. Soft attack plus 10 from infantry. Artillery soft attack plus 10 from artillery plus 5 breakthrough. Soft attack plus 10, breakthrough plus 5, artillery. School of Artillery Artillery attack plus 10, artillery defense plus 10. Like I said, our artillery is scary strong, so we have a lot of artillery. It does mean that my units struggle for organization, that's the downside, but they do a ton of damage. Which is why, even though I've not really fought them very much, we have the 4th most kills of the French. And we were actually 3rd, Belgium just overtook us. Naval battle, lost submarine. Should be able to relieve quite a lot of pressure here. I mean, we're going to be struggling when it comes to... that's good. That means... oh, wait, we don't have motorized. It's kind of irrelevant, actually. Let's get mountain troops, because, yes, we are going to need those eventually. Hey, Marshal. Everyone has a personal howitzer, not bad. I mean, it's not just that. We also have heavy tanks. Heavy tanks, artillery, and then infantry. And as you just saw, we researched mechanized. My intention is to replace all of the infantry with mechanized. Because supposedly our main strength as two Sicilies is our industry. Although, considering the Italian Republic has virtually as much industry as we have, despite the fact that they're like a third of our size, is a little bit irritating. Never tried the Italian Republic, always thought they looked far too weak. I've tried them once. And they've been fairly substantial in this game, actually, because they declared war on the Socialist Republic the same time I declared war on the Socialist Republic, and they did a fair amount. Like, I have to give them credit. They definitely participated. They showed up. Can you buy German rifles as Sicily? Yes, you probably could. That's mainly a way... well, it's not so much buying the rifles, it's buying the licenses to make those rifles. And there goes Marseille. Excellent. Now we can start pushing. Then once this is enveloped, it should fall fairly quickly. So we're taking the coastline here. Ba-boom. And yeah, I wanted to take that one extra province. Come on, people. Which you've just done. So now I'm going to cancel this order because you've achieved it. I want you pushing up here. Be a little bit more careful about that though. So that I don't unnecessarily lose supplies. And that's why it was such a big deal that we broke through down here, because we're already past the Alps. Like, this would have held us in that place for a long freaking time. And we're stealing some factories while we're doing this. Excellent. I mean, the factories are nice to have. We're still lacking resources. I'm still catching my submarines. We should have a fair number of spare subs. We do. I think I would like to have one more submarine fleet, which will allow me to cover another province with these guys, which I think is going to be the Iberian coast. Hell, let's do western approaches too. Let's start causing Britain some problems too. Looks like that's going to fall soon. Yeah, and we're well and truly in. Excellent! Are those howitzer artillery models from the base game? Is that Kaiserreich? I'm fairly sure they're base game. I don't think Kaiserreich's done very much in terms of models. They're mostly writing and flavor. Scripting. I think the Commune of France is in trouble here. Despite their losses, Germany has made this. Germany's taken down... don't forget, Germany took Russia down first. So we do actually have Russian manpower on our side.